Hello friends, welcome into the Cowboys Report presented by The Guild. I am Tom Downey. Follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for more Cowboys coverage. First rumor of the day, do the Cowboys have the best fans in the NFL? I'm going to give this one 4 stars. I don't feel like upsetting you guys today. I'm sure we'll get to that plenty of times even later in the show or later on in the year. But there was a study done by Emory University that ranked the Cowboys as the #1 fan base in the NFL. There were 3 categories. There was fans, social, and road equity. A lot of it tied to how much fans spend on their team, how much they travel to road games, how active they are in social media. Cowboys were #1 in all but the social media one, where they were #2. They beat out teams like the Steelers, the Patriots, the Giants, and the Philadelphia Eagles as well. It's an easy 4-star for me. I love you guys. Never change, even though we don't always agree on every single topic. There were your top 5. Cowboys, Patriots, Eagles, Giants, and the Steelers there at number 5. Next up, is Travis Frederick not a top 100 player in the NFL? Oh, this is fake news. He's totally a top 100 guy. Look, I told myself we weren't going to rant too much on the NFL top 100 list. This is the last time we'll mention it, at least for this year. NFL did not rank Frederick in the top 100 players because why does that make any sense? He is the best center in the NFL, and he's one of the best offensive linemen in the entire NFL. As for why the top 100 list never makes any sense at all, I mean, Carson Wentz was number 3. Is it a ranking of last year, this year? It doesn't ever make any sense, and they far too often ignore offensive linemen. But we here at the Cowboys Report, presented by The Guild, will always tell it to you like it is, and Frederick is definitely a top 100 guy. We'll stick on the offensive line here. Could Cam Fleming start over La'el Collins? I'm going to have back-to-back fake newses here, folks, because this also makes no sense. So the Eagles Wire has been doing their rankings of each individual position group among the NFC East teams, and they put Cam Fleming over La'el Collins and then doubled down on that mistake by saying that Cam Fleming was brought in to start over La'el Collins, which I'm sure, as you Cowboys fans know, that's just not right. Fleming is the team's swing tackle. La'el Collins is your starting right tackle. Cowboys very pleased by how he ended the season. Yeah, it was a bit of a rough start early on, but he is going to be your right tackle. And oh, by the way, one of the arguments as to why Collins was going to get benched by Fleming was the report pre-draft that Fleming could start at right tackle and Collins could go inside the guard. That's not going to happen with Connor Williams locked in as your left guard. That is your starting lineup. But it made me think, who is the best offensive lineman on the Cowboys? Is it Tyron Smith, Frederick, or Zach Martin? If you think it's Collins or Connor Williams, give me a wow face there. I'll preface it by saying I don't think there's a bad answer up there. I will take Zach Martin, the guard, over the center, and because Tyron, I am just a little bit concerned about his injury history as of late. Back injuries don't tend to go away, so I'll go Zach Martin there, but there really is no wrong answer. Number 4, is Randy Gregory going to return? I'm going to give this one 3 stars, sticking with that one that I do think he'll be back, even though it's not quite locked in stone. Here's your main update for you. Todd Archer has confirmed that the Cowboys expect to get word of Gregory's status from the NFL around training camp, and that fits in with the 60 days to make a decision timeline, even though we know that is more of a guideline, not a firm and fast rule there. But it does seem likely that we'll hear from Gregory and his status around training camp, and the expectation is from the Cowboys and his own camp that Gregory will be cleared to return. So let me know how many sacks you think Gregory will have this year. I've seen as high as 10 from some of you guys in the comments section. I think that's a little bit optimistic, and by a little I mean a lot optimistic for a player that hasn't hardly played since 2015. So I'll take the under on the over-under for 5. Number 5, speaking of 5s, does Dak Prescott have a new agent? 4 stars on this one. Now, on last week's show, I mentioned that Dak had indicated he could be willing to take a team-friendly deal. We gave that one 2 stars. I might want to bop it down to 1 star now because Prescott's gone out and hired Todd France of CAA, kind of one of the major agencies out there for the NFL. And this is a clear sign that Prescott wants a pretty significant contract. Todd France, his agency, by the way, CAA, I will point out, just got Matt Ryan his massive new contract. So I think for the Cowboys, and I know that this is their plan, they plan to pay Dak Prescott what they have to, what the market rate is for a quarterback, $30 million for Matt Ryan, $28 million for Kirk, $27 plus for Jimmy G, and $27 million for Stafford. That's kind of the baseline on any discussion. Now, maybe Dak takes a little bit less, but once his new contract is up after this coming season, or at least not up, but eligible to be extended, I should say. It's not up for a while. You could see him have a massive, massive deal, which does give me concern because do you want to invest all of that money in a quarterback? It's tough to build a true deep roster when you're paying so much to one individual player, but that's how the NFL is going these days. Number 6 is a Dez Bryant return, only just a dream. I'm going to give this one 4 stars as well. Jalen Smith, this is all your fault, even though I love you. Tweeted out, wow, I had the craziest dream last night. Tag Dez Bryant was back on the squad before the year started. Dez Bryant then retweeted it, and everyone got excited like, oh, maybe Jalen knows something. Maybe this means that Dez is going to come back. No, it's not going to happen. Jalen also confirmed in a different interview that, yeah, he was just having some fun with the fans and interacting with them. I should say it's not up for a while. You could see him have a massive, massive deal, which does give me concern because do you want to invest all of that money in a quarterback? It's tough to build a true deep roster when you're paying so much to one individual player, but that's how the NFL is going these days. Number 6 is a Dez Bryant return, only just a dream. I'm going to give this one 4 stars as well. Jalen Smith, this is all your fault, even though I love you. Tweeted out, wow, I had the craziest dream last night. Tag Dez Bryant was back on the squad before the year started. Dez Bryant then retweeted it, and everyone got excited like, oh, maybe Jalen knows something. Maybe this means that Dez is going to come back. No, it's not going to happen. Jalen also confirmed in a different interview that, yeah, he was just having some fun with the fans and interacting with them. Guys, Dez is not going to come back. But I do want to know if you would want Dez Bryant back on the Cowboys. I know some of you do, some of you don't. Still is kind of a bit divisive, which makes sense. It is Dez Bryant after all. I think the Cowboys in reality have totally moved on from Dez, and Dez has moved on from Dallas, so do not expect any reunion anytime soon. We do have some updates for you on Earl Thomas, but first, a word from our sponsor, The Guild. So will the Cowboys revisit an Earl Thomas trade? Obviously, of course, they talked during the NFL draft, the Cowboys and the Seahawks. That deal, of course, did not happen. But will they revisit it? I'll give it 3 stars. And the Cowboys, I think pretty clearly, have a strong interest in Earl Thomas. We know Earl Thomas likes the Cowboys. And we know that Earl Thomas continues to hold out as he wants a big, fat, new contract from the Seattle Seahawks. Mike Fisher says that the two sides will talk, maybe closer to actual training camp, assuming this holdout does continue to go on. But does that mean a trade will actually happen between Earl Thomas and the Dallas Cowboys? Before we get to that, I want to know if you even want the Cowboys to swing a trade. I know some of you guys say, nah, don't pay the 29-year-old the big money he's demanding and we'll get from somebody out there. Stick with the young guys, keep your draft picks. Let me know which side you're on and maybe throw in why in the comments section. But as for a potential trade, I'm still going to give it just the 1 star. The update here for you guys coming in from Mike Fisher is that he was told that Thomas will be in somebody's camp at the end of July. Maybe the Cowboys, maybe the Seahawks, maybe it's a whole different team. But he says he'll be in somebody's camp, which to me makes it seem like Thomas will indeed end that holdout. I think that actually hurts the Cowboys' chances of landing a trade. .com/Cowboys TV. All the best Cowboys coverage all in one spot. That URL, chatsports.com/Cowboys TV, will take you right into the subscribe page for the YouTube channel. One last rumor then. How about a Terrance Williams trade? I know some of you guys would love this. I'll give it just the 1 star because technically I guess anything could happen. 24/7 Sports had a list of a player from each team that could be traded, and they picked Terrance Williams, which would be cool and all because you get that money off the books, but who would actually trade for Terrance Williams? Who wants a guy coming off a foot injury and had an arrest around a DUI, even though it wasn't actually a DUI, it was public intoxication, but who wants to take that on right now? I don't think anyone does, but we had 2 fake newses earlier, and we saw guys like Cameron Irving actually get traded, so I'll give it just the 1 star for now.